Our next speaker is Andrea Cesarman from the class of 1986. I could not memorize her entire curriculum because it's very long and very impressive. You can read it on the program. Andrea is co-founder of Design Week Mexico. She's also on the board of the Museum of Modern Art. She's an artist, curator, designer. She's many things. She's extremely interesting, and we were very impressed with her application. So I'll leave it to her. Thanks.
Hi, that was a great introduction. My name is Andrea, and I'm a very proud ASF alumni. It was really very nerve-wracking to come here, and because I thought I was going to be graded. But after finishing school in ASF, I studied architecture, and design has always been a very important part of my life. I always visualize design as these objects of desire, objects from our everyday life, like the Coke bottle of a pair of fashion lenses or the pin, to these amazing things done by our masters, the architects, Eames, Le Corbusier, the Mini Cooper, the double-decker, fashion. Design as these metro-urban systems. But one day, I fell off my bed, because my bed is really high. And I thought, if only they had thought about people my size when they did this bed, my life and my waking moments would be much better. And I started to think in my personal life how good design would make my life better, how good design would make my community better, and how good design could make my environment better. Throughout the day, I focused on everything that design had to do with my life. Life is a design experience. From the moment you wake up, to the coffee that you drink, to the toothbrush that you use, to the pen, everything in your life, the street, the objects, the buildings, is about design. And behind that, a creative mind and a design decision. So it's very important for me, design. Design is everything. I think the future is in the creative minds, solving big problems with design solutions and design thinking. It came from the innermost part of myself and our inner being to the cities that we inhabit. The cities are so important to us. So I started to think that we had to change the conversation of design. That design had to be focused on much more than the universe of the objects of desire. Design had to be focused on much more than the objects of desire. It had to be human-centered. It had to be socially responsible. It had to be environmentally conscious. Design had to go much more than just what we saw every day as objects of desire. So it started by me waking up in my bed to me waking up in my city. This amazing, complex, dynamic city of 27 million people with overwhelming challenges like mobility, education, waste management, water management, housing, urban spaces, and public spaces. These are problems that we can solve by design thinking and by thinking about how we can confront these problems. I'm going to show you just 3 examples of how design thinking can really change our world. A designer, Yves Bejar, and the Mexican government, they realized that in schools, most 500 children need corrective glasses. And that may not seem like a big number, but that is like 60 and 70% of the children in our school systems need glasses. From those children, 11% can't learn because they can't see the blackboard. So these designers, through a great design process, inviting the public policy and the industry, optic organ, they created a product that not only empowered the children through design, because these lenses were fashion, and they stopped the children from thinking that wearing glasses was a handicap, to making, through a luxury product, a very accessible product for underprivileged kids. The See Better, Learn Better program in the state of Mexico is being copied all around the world. And this is a very human scale kind of problem that can be confronted to design thinking. Another problem that we have in our cities is the mobility, strange mobility, because these cities were designed through the way of path of petroleum, of private vehicles. We know that in the city of Mexico, we have 4.5 million people commuting every day. That means that 4.5 million people come and go all over the city. But of that space, 85% is allocated for private roads. And only 30% of those roads, of the commutes, are done in private vehicles. Only 30%. And 46% of the pollution emissions are created by this transportation system. What can we do? So design thinkers created this thing that is called the bike sharing system. Why is it a design process? Because they designed a bike that could fit most of their bodies. They had to design bike roads. They had to design bike stations. And you have to be very proud that the Mexican bike sharing system is one of the most successful bike sharing systems of the world. The Eco Bici gives 33,000 daily trips, which amount to 1,395 metric tons of CO2, which would equal to having 4,000 trees. So this is a very social responsible design solution. Another more environmentally conscious project is the plastic project done by Dave Ekins. I have just been to Shankan. We are waste mongers. We trash 90% of the products that we buy, we trash within 6 months. We build this, so this guy said, we don't want our plastic to end up in the oceans. We're going to create a machine that we can download from the internet, and we can share all over the world, and produce a little factory that would make plastic waste to precious products. So this is very important. We have to decide who we want to be in the world. We have to decide what we want of our cities. We want to think about what, through this creative thinking and through design, we can change the world. It has to go from the problematic of overwhelming challenges of the city to our own personal self. We have to think we are part of this universe and we have to change it. After this, we really have to focus on these issues. What is human-centered? What is socially responsible? And what is environmentally challenging? And that is why what is this environmentally conscious? That is why 9 years ago, I created a project that is called Design Week Mexico. Design Week Mexico empowers the city through creativity and design. We platform creative industries because, as you know, creative industries, to industrialize the mind is something very important. And we are trying to build the public policy about design thinking. And through Design Week Mexico, we nominated Mexico City as World Design Capital. What does it mean to be World Design Capital? It does not mean that tomorrow we will wake up and be Oslo. It means that, it just means that people around the world, which is this organization called the World Design Organization, could see in Mexico the possibility for this social responsible design. They saw the possibility of our creative minds. So we won, and we're very proud. So Mexico City will be World Design Capital 2018, a great opportunity for us to have our government talking about design. This is very important. And we are fostering a lot of projects about socially conscious, responsible design, and design that really promotes change in a very responsible way. Thank you.